Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is July 31st, 2023, the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola's death. A year ago today, we were talking about the very Jesuit ritual with the death of Bill Russell on this day. And notice, again, it is a day full of death. This is my third video today, just covering the deaths in the headlines. And of course, the last one was on Paul Reubens, better known as Pee Wee Herman. And I talked about how his death clearly had everything to do with HBO or home box office, who made him a star. And look at what's happened hours later. It's broken that Angus Cloud, who became a young star on HBO's hit show Euphoria, has reportedly died of a drug overdose. And we'll talk about what a perfect day it was for Angus Cloud to die of a drug overdose today. You pretty much couldn't have picked a better day in the year. And they're saying his father just passed last week. I'd never seen the show Euphoria before, so I just turned it on. And his character, when he's introduced near the beginning of the first episode, is he's the neighborhood drug dealer, now dead from a drug overdose, so they say. So we're going to talk about Angus Cloud's passing. We're going to again talk about Paul Reubens' death at age 70, the man born Paul Rubenfeld, the surname is named after a ruby. And of course, July, the time of his passing, is the month where if you're born in it, you get a ruby for your birthstone. Also in the news, breaking today, Bruce Collie's daughter dead in a plane crash. Today's 34 days after his birthday, and he won his first Super Bowl 34 years ago. She died July 29th, but the news broke today. And as we talked about this morning, Magnus died at age 17 on the 17 date numerology. And also in the news, a woman who changed her name and was made famous by Oprah, Iyanla Vanzant, her daughter, has died for unknown reasons at a relatively young age. But let's start here with Angus Cloud, HBO star, dead at age 25. And again, if you're new here, Gematria, the simple practice of coding numbers into words. A, B, C is 1, 2, 3. Take the letters of H, B, O. H is the 8th letter of the alphabetic order. B is the 2nd. O is the 15th. 8 plus 2 plus 15 is 25. Angus Cloud dead at 25. And let me pull up the Gematria calculator just to speed up this process. Angus Cloud is his two middle names. He has a 4-part name. Notice how Angus Cloud has Gematria of 153. Today leaves 153 days left in the year. His name equates to 153 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. So Z is 1, back to A is 26. Dead on the day, leaving 153 days left in the year. And drug overdose equals 153 when you run the alphabetic order forwards. So Angus Cloud, dead from a drug overdose on the day, leaving 153 days left in the year. Again, 153 is the 17th triangular number. CNN's top headline this morning was the death of the 17-year-old Cyclist. Numbers, rituals. And again, just so you can see it with your own eyes, HBO, 25. Also in Gematria, death, 25. Home box office, what HBO stands for, 225. As we talked about earlier, Pee Wee Herman died 225 days after the Pope's birthday. Pope's another one of those 25 words, coming back to Angus Cloud being dead at age 25. And notice how Pope's also 56 like HBO. And HBO is a Jesuit-run network, just like Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope. Okay, so Angus Cloud, dead at 25. Don't forget overdose equals 103 like Jesuits. 103 is the 27th prime number. So many rock stars have supposedly died from overdoses at age 27. Depending on what article you read, it says that his birthday is July 10th or 11th. And I'm thinking it's actually the 11th, and I'm thinking Wikipedia is a day off. But here's the thing. If it is July 11th, as several articles write, he died 20 days after his birthday. And notice how death has the gematria of 20 forwards, 25 in reverse, Death also equals 97, which is the 25th prime number. And death's also 38. We've talked about that a lot today, that number. And we'll revisit it again. But for example, the football player who lost his daughter, it's 38 years after he was drafted into the NFL and 34 years after he won his first Super Bowl. And again, the news broke 34 days after his birthday. But if you're new here, 38, very fateful number. Death 38, murder 38, killing 38, RIP 38, Gematria 38, the practice of coding numbers into words, the song Gematria, the killing name. So, Euphoria, the show that made him a young star, today's 45 days after the anniversary of its release. Today also has 45 date numerology. The word ritual is also 45. IHS is also 45. That's the Jesuit acronym. Again, Jesuit order is also 153. Like today leaves 153 days left in the year, going with Jesuit run HBO. You could also say it's a span of 46 days. And sacrifice is 46. Again, Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. This code is biblical. Holy Bible 153. The Father died last week. The Son dies this week. I was trying to find an article that specifies what day his father died. I'm wondering if he died on the 201st day of the year. That would not surprise me. If you don't know, that's a huge Jesuit number. That's why Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope and the first to live in Suite 201. Euphoria also has the gematria like Jesuit, which is 42. And again, it says he was determined to be deceased when the fire department showed up around 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So the speculation is overdose, but no official cause of death. And this article, for example, says he was born on July 11th. Okay. RIP to Angus Cloud. And again, just to go over Paul Reubens' death very quickly, he was born Paul Rubenfeld, which equals 70, dead at age 70. Pee-wee's Playhouse, that was his lair, 70. Paul Reubens has the gematria of 44 like kill. He died on July 30th, 2023, a date with 44 numerology. Paul Reubens has the gematria of 44 and 64, like kill is 44 and 64. And Paul Reubens is also 163, the 38th prime, and he was ritually shamed when he was 38 years old with the masturbation in the theater story. Notice how Pee-wee Herman is also 64, like Paul Reubens in Kill. He's dead 46 years after the character was created in 1977. Again, Sacrifice 46. The young actor is dead on the 46th day of the anniversary of the show. He died on the day leaving 154 days left in the year, which was Sunday. Ritual Sacrifice 154. The news broke today, one day later. And again, it was July 26, 91 that he was ritually shamed. And the football player lost his daughter. His last year in the NFL was also 91, which was 32 years ago. Again, 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. That's why the Dodgers won their first World Series in 32 years over the Rays. Same people who rig everything else, including these ritual murders, are the same ones that rig your sports. But again, it was masturbation in a theater 32 years ago. NFL equals 32 teams. Again, 2 stars dead. Both connected back to 91, 32 years ago. And Pee-wee Herman was shamed in 91, 32 days before his birthday. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the film, the first motion picture movie that came out July 19th, 85. That was 38 years ago. Big death number. The young bicyclist who's dead, killed in the 38th state, Colorado. But notice the title of the film, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, 307. He was dead on the 30th day of the 7th month, 307. And he's dead 42 years after the HBO special. Again, Jesuit 42. Euphoria 42. From the Pope's birthday to his death was 225 days. Home box office 225. And Again, dead on a Sunday. Reubens, Sunday, and Jesuit, 84. Again, Pope Francis, born on a day with 84 birth numerology. Ignatius of Loyola, today's the anniversary of his death. The founder of the Jesuits, he died 84 days before his birthday in 1556. Society of Jesus, 56. HBO, 56. Pope, 56. And again, Pee Wee Herman, his show began in HBO on September 11th, 81. They saved the news for today, a day with 81 numerology, and the Pee Wee Herman show equals 81. And again, it just goes back to what I'm always pointing out. When these stars die, if you follow the numbers, you'll see it goes back to what they're remembered for. Every time. Well, I shouldn't say every time. I'm sure occasionally one of these people just actually dies in the way a normal person dies, but nearly every time it's a top headline. Nearly every time. That's an accurate statement. It's like this. And that's why we're showing it day after day. Sometimes I see these stars died at a really old age, and it looks like they might have just died at a really old age, but not always. Okay. And again, Bruce Collie, his daughter died 2 days ago, but the news breaks today. And he played for the 49ers and the Eagles, San Francisco and Philly. I'm always talking about the Bay Area Philly connection in sports. This year, the Eagles advanced over the 49ers in the NFC Championship. Again, two of the teams that are in Oakland started in Philly. The Athletics and the Warriors. Well, now the Warriors are in San Francisco. But again, Bay Area Philly connection, goes from John Gruden to John Madden to a million other things. But they saved this news for the 212th day of the year. The Super Bowl was on 2/12/212. Again, they saved the news for 34 days after his birthday. Murder equals 34, right? They're saying it was a plane crash. But again, it's interesting that they saved the news for 34 days after his birthday when he won his first Super Bowl 34 years ago. And come down here. He's 61 years old right now. Philadelphia, 61. And remember, Philadelphia is a biblically named city. The Church of Philadelphia in Revelation. In Gematria, Christian equals 101. Christianity equals 65. Christian also equals 61. And the Synagogue of Satan equals 223. In Revelation, the letters written to the Church of Philadelphia about the Synagogue of Satan. Bruce Collie also played in 101 total games in the NFL, 91 in the regular season, 10 in the playoffs. Again, last year in the NFL was 91. But again, this happens while he's 61 years old, after Philly lost in the Super Bowl. His daughter died 32 days after his birthday. Again, NFL 32 teams, 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. Similar pattern with Pee Wee Herman. And notice he was born in Bavaria. Again, that's where the Illuminati was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt, which is interesting. And again, drafted in 85, just 38 years later. Death, murder, killing, RIP. Gold equals 38. The 49ers are named after the Gold Rush. Remember when they hosted Super Bowl 50? It was on the 38th day of the year, the golden anniversary, won by Colorado, the 38th state. Russell Wilson beat the 38th state Colorado in the Super Bowl at the Seahawks in the Seahawks' 38th season, then went to the Denver Broncos on March 8th, only to start the year 3-8. Anyway, yesterday Oakland picked up their 38th road loss in Colorado on the day of the Cyclist accident in Colorado, which was synced up with the death of the last cyclist who died in the Bay Area. So these are his regular season stats. If you click the playoff tab on Football Reference, you'll see he played in 10 playoff games for a total of 101. Won 2 Super Bowls with the 49ers. Again, first one 34 years ago. And something that I've been overlooking this whole time. I knew that the Jesuits were based on the Franciscans which were founded by Saint Francis of Assisi. That's why the first Jesuit pope, Pope Francis, is named after Saint Francis of Assisi, plus the Jesuits were created in France. But what I was missing this whole time is that, and by the way, San Francisco is also named after St. Francis of Assisi, and here we are on this big Jesuit day, just how this all comes together. Again, we're talking about a 49er, San Francisco. But notice what day they were formed, February 24th. That's the day in history that the Gregorian calendar was instituted by the Pope. February 24th, at the end of the 16th century, the century the Jesuits were created in. And that's why you had that big Jesuit ritual with Russia-Ukraine that kicked off on February 24th. But also from the anniversary of the formation of the Franciscans to the institution of the Gregorian calendar, that was 373 years later, which is the 74th prime number. As we know, big number 74. Part of the reason this nation's birthday is on 7-4. But Roman 74, Jesus 74, Cross 74, Messiah 74, Gospel 74, Parable 74, Gematria 74, English 74, Holiday 74. Again, this nation's birthday 7-4. And this nation created, during the time period where the Gregorian calendar was really spreading throughout the world. It took a while for most countries to adopt it because, again, people are telling time based on other forms. And isn't it interesting that he played in 74 regular season games in San Francisco? So, 373rd anniversary, the 74th prime number. And then, again, today leaves 153 days left in the year, 17th triangular number. CNN's top story this morning, the death of a 17-year-old Team USA cyclist who was getting ready for the big race on August 3rd, 8-3-3-8. But he's not going to be in it because he died in Colorado, 8-3-3-8, like Murder, 83-38, like the song Murder by Numbers in 83. And again, dead at age 17 on the 17-date numerology, dead 118 days from the last member of Team USA cycling to die. Death is 118 in Jewish gematria. Pee Wee Herman also has that 118 connection. Boulder, Colorado, where he died, is also 83. And he died in his 213th month of life. Death is 213 in satanic gematria. So, R.I.P. to Magnus White. And Magnus also has the gematria 33, like Sunday, which is Jesus' day, who was supposedly crucified at age 33. Bible's another 33 word. Secrecy's another 33 word. So is order, so is Masonry. Modern Freemasonry, a Jesuit creation. But then you got Iyanla, Vanzant's daughter, dead, and for unknown reasons. And the family wants you to respect their privacy. This was not this woman's birth name. And we have another 44 pattern because her birth name is Harris, and the daughter died yesterday on the 44 date numerology. So Harris 44, just like Kills 44, dead. And yesterday had 44 and 17 date numerology. And again, yesterday left 154 days left in the year. Ritual sacrifice. So, her new name, though, in light of the news coming today on the very Jesuit day, her new name has the gematria of 191, also 74. Her daughter was born in 74. Gematria, the killing name. Gematria also 74, like killing, like a cult. But 191 as well in her name, like Society of Jesus 191. And again, Jesus alone 74. And she might want to look out herself because we know how often this happens. The child dies, then shortly after the parent dies, or vice versa. Seen it recently with Tina Turner, who died in a huge Jesuit ritual on May 24th, after her son died in a huge Jesuit ritual just before Christmas. They call her a life coach, which also equals 44. So the life coach loses her daughter. And, she became a star through Oprah. We know a lot of deaths our spiderweb back to Oprah. From her birthday to her daughter's death was 320 days later. Again, Roman Catholic Church, 320. Don't forget all the 320s in George Floyd's death. And, of course, don't forget the Roman Catholic Church has been celebrating the sun's birthday in the sky on 12/25 since 320 AD. So, niece of Vanzant has that gematria of 42. And she was 49 years old, Catholic, dead on a Sunday, Catholicism. But yeah, all of these headlines breaking today on the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola's death. Last year, Bill Russell died. Again, Bill Russell went to the Jesuit school, University of San Francisco, played for Boston, dies by the numbers after the Boston NBA Finals where they lose to the San Francisco team. He was in 11 championships, dead on the 31st, 31 the 11th prime. And also on this day, not Ignatius Loyal. One of their favorite Jesuit puppets, Elon Musk, removes the X. And hold on, history of superior generals. I just want you. Here's what stands out to me about the X being removed today. Just one of the most regarded superior generals in Jesuit history is Mr. Xavier. So, and of course, the university Xavier has the big X. And when Cincinnati, where Xavier is, when the city had their tragedy in '79 at the Who concert, it was on the anniversary of Xavier's death. But notice how the Who is 79. Xavier 79, Society of Jesus 79. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Shout out to John Mendoza. The man loves to donate. I really appreciate it, John. You are a very generous person. Yesterday I didn't even do a video. I get a Cash App from John Mendoza. Thank you again, John. Yeah, if you guys want to help me out, if you guys can pledge $1 on Patreon before today expires, sweet lady just sits back and says, "See, Zach, your support just goes down every month now. Ever since you've been going out, the support just goes down every month." And that's pretty much been a consecutive pattern since we went out to Oklahoma City April of last year. And that consecutive pattern's going to continue again this month, unless a miracle happens tonight. But again, I do know that still need to get out there, pound pavement, bring people together, spread this knowledge, spread awareness about what's going on in this world, why we need to stop supporting these entertainment industries, and who's really running them, and the consequences of these people running the things that they do. But support is below. It's cut more than half since we traveled out to Oklahoma City last year, and everywhere else we've traveled since then. And something's definitely up. It doesn't make sense how there's always a huge chunk of people that drop off at the first of every month. I mean, I know that big tech's doing something to sabotage what we got going here, but the only way to counter it is for more people to step up and help out. So anyhow, thank you to everyone who does support the work. And hold on, Dana's. I do need to get. She doesn't have a website, but she has an email. Dana, are you in the chat right now? Is Dana out there? If Dana's out there, we need to get Dana's contact information so people can order some shirts from Dana. The weird thing is, I thought I had her phone number saved, Dana, if you still have my number, reach out to me. Send me a text message or give me a call. Um, but yeah, I got to get Dana's information out there so that people can get some t-shirts from Dana. She's another great person to support. So, and thank you to thank you for the Cash App donation. Thank you, Haroon and John Mendoza again. Thank you again, John Mendoza. Cash App's weird. It'll show donation lately, and then like it takes like 24 hours before it shows you who it came from. So yeah, it was a busy day with the headlines. So appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. By the way, shout out to Kayla. Kayla recently got a smartphone. She'd been resisting the smartphone for all these years. Good for her. She tried to download the calculator, which should be able to download for both Apple and Android. I believe she's on Google, and she's not able to download the calculator, but it should work. I don't have a Google phone, so I can't test this. If you guys have not downloaded the calculator, it's totally free to download. Can you try and download it and make sure it downloads? I did send the report to the web team, and they're looking into it. I want to see if other people are having the same problem Kayla's having, but Kayla was not able to download the calculator off Google Play, because if all of a sudden that's not working, I need to have the web team definitely fix the problem. So if you guys could do that and post a comment, I would really appreciate it. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there for tonight. And tomorrow's August 1st. Tomorrow, I'll talk about plans for heading back down to California for the next, get out the word about what really happened to Kobe get together. And again, pretty soon I'll be done with the short book on Kobe. And if you want to start working on a cover for the Kobe Bryant book, again, I really think it should be Kobe on the cross. I think that's the illustration that would sum it up. But maybe you can bring some other ideas into it. We are going to do another contest for a book cover. So yeah, I saw the Elon Musk sign was taken down. I was just mentioning that. I was just talking about Xavier and the Jesuits. Is there more to it? All right, maybe there's more to it. Neighbors filed complaints. All right, here, let's see what it says. Twitter's new X sign was taken down on Monday after the city of San Francisco reprimanded the company for installing a giant flashing sign above its building without a permit. Oh, it didn't have a permit. In the land of the free. The San Francisco Department of Building Inspection said it received 24... I love it. Come on, man. Remember, they officially rebranded as X on the 24th. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet. Come on, 24 complaints. Hey, you know what else there is about X in the Jesuit order? Okay, look. Jesuit order 144, right? X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, and in Sumerian gematria, where you multiply the alphabet a quarter times 6, X is 144, right? So 24, I'm sure. 24 complaints. I don't know, again, what's wrong with people and why they haven't caught on to what, we've caught on to in this community. Every single thing that the psychopaths do, who create all the propaganda every day, control all the rigged sports games, everything is a number ritual. 24 complaints. All right, thanks for getting me to look more into that. What a joke. Yeah, we definitely covered the deaths of Sinead O'Connor and her son. Jesuit numbers all over it. Saturn is transiting X on my zodiac wheel that you sent me. Well, thank you for the heads up. I don't speak astrology like I do numbers, but that is a big part of it. Yeah, yeah. That's the quote from the Tupac Scarface song. There's gonna be some things you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile. You know, when we were out in Hollywood, we were just down the street from the HBO headquarters. When we go back down to California, you know, more people need to come out, and we should make a big scene in front of HBO. We should find out when Bill Maher's recording. I'm sure. I don't know if he records live when it's at night or if he records earlier in the day when they play it. I know they do it on Fridays, but yeah, I got the all-star score in the upcoming book, no doubt about it. Did you see the Sinead O'Connor follow-up story about how she told her children to protect the music rights and call the lawyers as soon as she dies because the record studios would exploit her death? Again, anytime these people die, there's a lot of money to be made. I think she died 201 days after her son's disappearance anniversary, not death anniversary, if I recall. All right, I need to let the web team know that the app cannot be downloaded on Android devices. Well, why is it like that? It made for an older. I hate. Ugh. I'm. I guarantee it cost a lot of money to develop that app, a lot more than it was supposed to. And hopefully they're gonna charge me for whatever it costs to update. I'll get it done, but it's annoying, man. It's annoying, especially as resources are drying up around here. Taylor Swift Washington earthquake, is that a real story? What? Taylor Swift quake. Fans cause seismic activity. Okay, you know what's funny? They also claim that happened when Marshawn Lynch, who's known as they call that the Beastquake, did that in the same stadium over the New Orleans Saints. Oh, a 2.3 magnitude in 23. What a joke. I really don't get why Taylor Swift's so popular. People love mediocrity. All right, I'll let the web team know that it needs to be updated. I'm not sure when that problem started. I hadn't heard about it until Kayla told me. Yeah, Seattle's on the water. The city on the sea. Taylor Swift 144,000. Is that right? Seattle's Jesuit town, one of the 27 Jesuit universities in the nations in Seattle. Seattle U. Yeah, there it is right there, yeah. 144,000 fans, they said. 144,000 people come out for some mediocre music in Seattle. About 2 people come out in Seattle to help get out the word about the sinister Jesuits. That's the world we live in. Ooh, man. I almost went to Seattle U as well too for grad school. It was just too expensive. I wasn't even I didn't even really think about being a Jesuit school. I just know it's got a lot of recognition for teachers. So I probably would have went to Seattle U myself if it wasn't so expensive. All right, True Seeker, we will leave it there for tonight. And again, thank you to everyone who supports the work. And thank you to everyone who continues to support the work, because half the support is here that was here. So, till next time.